Hey, TJ here from smokescreendesign.com. I wanted to just talk about the disinfo agents, so to speak. Calling them agents, not necessarily that they work for someone or the government or that they're being paid, but just so that the way they act and that they don't care that they're spreading disinfo and they know they are. So there are people that share information and people even at the forefront of flat earth that share information is just absolutely wrong, incorrect. And when I publicly comment about it, they'll either say things like, well, the earth is flat, there is no curve, and I'm just trying to get people to believe in the flat earth, or try to get people to think about the flat earth, so it really doesn't matter now, does it? One example is that plane that left Taiwan. It left Taiwan. If you read the articles, you can see the Taiwan baby plane video that I did back in October. People were sharing that, saying that that proves that the earth is flat. But no, it doesn't. So I've approached several people about that. Then they say, yeah, but the shipping lanes, they just completely change the subject and continue to share disinfo. Another one is that I saw this image being shared. I added this quote in here because this image was shared and this quote was with it. Like this quote goes with this image. Now, it says that at 25,000 miles circumference, when people look it up, they're like, oh, okay, well, that's right, it's 25,000 miles, and there's a 6-foot dip per 3 miles. Boats should tilt away until vanishing, but we proved with telescope that's a lie. Well, I used to say that when we see boats going over the curve, we should see it tilt away. But with the 25,000 mile circumference Earth, it takes 69 miles to see 1 degree of change. Whether that's reality or not, that's what the math is. 69 miles for 1 degree of change. Now, people will take this picture and this quote and they will share it like it's truth because, well, they're sheep. They just go along with whatever. And then what happens is their friends look at them like, you're so stupid, you don't even know math. You're just an idiot because you think the earth is flat and you suck at math. Because if you did the math, you would know it takes 69 miles away to get 1 degree of change. That means 1 degree lean. I'm just saying with the math. I'm not saying if that's really how it works or not. That's the math. If I'm wrong with that math, please tell me. But what we see here is that people look at this picture and they're like, yeah, so the guy's standing. I mean, obviously it's all exaggerated really bad. This guy's standing on the ball. 6-foot dip per 3 miles. So we should see, wow, well, we should see it slant like that. That's what people will think based off this statement. But letter C in this picture, which is, I said, exaggerated, in this picture, letter C would be 3 miles. If you look at this degree of change, that's, what is that, like 300 or 400 miles to get that? 1,000 miles? Maybe it's 1,000 miles to get that degree of change. I don't know because I didn't measure it out. But that's, I mean, what's that, like a 45 degree? If it takes 69 miles to get 1 degree, and this is 40, like a 45. So you do the math. 45 times 69. I mean, that's pretty far away. So this is disinformation making this statement with this image and addressing issues with people. They don't care. And we've got a bunch of people that can't prove things that they're saying, and they just say it like it's fact anyway. And that reminds me of some time ago that Mark Sargent said publicly, he's like, I'm not convinced that the earth is flat. But he's debating people. He was debating people that the earth is flat. How can you not be convinced of something and you're debating people as if you absolutely believe that to be true? So, I mean, you've got to ask these people that you follow. If they act and talk like the earth is absolutely flat, then question them on it. Do you really believe that? Are you convinced that it's really flat? Because there was a show that Jeranism and Mark Sargent were on together. I think it was the last Ball Earth Skeptic where they had everybody together. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong, but if I remember correctly, both Jeranism and Mark Sargent said they were not convinced that the earth was flat. Both of them. But yet they were both out in the forefront stating that the earth was flat and proving that the earth was flat. And there are people, like two of those I just mentioned, that use disinformation to try to sway people, to use propaganda to sway people to believe something is a certain way. So you really have to check facts. And when you call people out, what do? Jeranism continues to be proved that he is using disinformation, that he is lying when he claims to be the most honest and truthful person that never lies. And people question him on it, and he calls them clowns, says they're stupid. He bullies them, tells them, oh, you side with Tiger Dan. Oh, you side with the enemy. And no one, think about all the people at the forefront of the flat earth, the non-leader leaders. No one will call him on just the way he acts, the way he treats people. Even when it's proven that he makes stuff up, uses disinformation to push whatever the agenda is that he wants to push. I'm ruffling feathers because people aren't liking it that I'm debunking some of the flat earth stuff. Because it's not flat earth proof. It's disinformation. If it's not true, then it's disinformation. Like this right here. This disinformation. Why would I dare debunk the Taiwan plane that the baby had, or the mother had given birth to a baby on? Why would I do that? Because it's not true. And when someone takes this information that's being spread around and they take it and they think it's true, and then it's absolutely proven to them that it's a lie and it's false, well, these so-called proofs that they think they have now begin to crush their belief in what they think is a reality. They have to start questioning, well, maybe the earth really isn't flat because now all these proofs that I think I have are really lies. Now, there's a story in the Bible about building your foundation on the rock or on the sand. And most people, their belief in the flat earth is built on sand that will sink easily because they've got all this disinformation of what they think is reality, what is truth, and it's not. Just like I've already stated that there are people who willingly share disinformation just because it will make people believe that the earth is flat. So people say, well, why are you changing your mind on things you said? Because I'm learning. This is a learning process. I've never put a whole lot of thought in what the shape of the earth is. I remember one time when I was 20 years younger, I saw something. I don't remember what it was. I just remember going outside and looking around. I'm like, the earth isn't flat. But I don't remember what. I saw something on TV. I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember that going outside and thinking that. Maybe I saw the Flat Earth Society on some talk show back in the 90s. I don't remember. This is why it's important to share accurate information. And if I see something that is going to affect people, where they're going to see that and think that's proof, like, oh, well, that means the earth is flat, it's not a globe, and it's wrong, I'm going to call it out that it's wrong. When I learn new things, then I'm going to go with what I learned that is accurate, not the disinformation that I learned before, not the things that I parroted before. So before, I've heard people say that if it's going over the curve, you should see it leaning away. And at the time, that made sense. But then looking at the math, like, well, depends on how high that boat is, depend how far it goes, because if it's 1 degree, with the naked eye, I might not be able to see that change. Now, I might be able to take pictures of it and use Photoshop to go in later and see if there's a change to it or not. So that's why I will willingly debunk bullshit that flat earth people spread. I also willingly debunk bullshit that the Globers will spread. I just did a video, I haven't uploaded yet, I'll be uploading these at the same time, for Will's Easy Guitar and his Flat Earth Retards, where he showed curve. I just completely shredded his curve apart. And then he came to the conclusion, which I show, you just have to accept that there's curve. I'm sorry, not going to accept that. You can't say there's curve and then you can't show it to me. I have another video that I'm going to be working on where there's about 200 to 250 square miles. And I don't really see the curve. Now, unfortunately, the whole 250 square miles isn't in the best visibility. Some of it is. But it's got some pretty good evidence for a flat earth and against the globe. And that was taken from approximately 100,000 feet in the air. So it's got some real fascinating facts in it that you'll definitely want to check out. So if you wonder why would I willingly debunk flat earth, it's like some people say, this is not a cult. Just because you are pushing a flat earth agenda doesn't mean that I'm going to sit there and support what you're doing if you are spreading disinfo. And some people can't seem to grasp that disinfo agents, scam artists, charlatans, they will give you a lot of truth. Alex Jones has been doing it for a very long time. Alex Jones was exposed a long time ago, back in the year 2000. 2001. No, it was 2000. He was exposed for the fraudster that he is, and people today still can't see it. A lot of people can. Why can't they see it? Because he shares so much truth. And he mixes with it so much fear mongering and bullshit that people will overlook it. Just like with Flat Earth, people will overlook other people at the forefront that are liars, that are bullying, that are disinfo agents. They don't care. They do not care. All for the sake of, let's not fight, let's get along, this is all petty. Yeah, sure it is. Because you sit there and talk about truth and honesty, and you sit there and lie to people's faces. So they're out there. If you just gotta listen to what they say, and you continue to compare what they say in the past with what they say now. And if you verify their facts, most people aren't going to do that. Most people are lazy. They want to be entertained. You got the disinfotainment that people love. Got to be entertained. They're not going to check the facts. They're not going to go look to make sure that the person they are listening to, that they are watching, is actually feeding them 100% accurate information. That's like, just saw some videos by Zetetic Rob where he was showing that Jaren was making shit up, making lies up, disinfo about Antarctica. Part of Jaren's proof of why he believes what he believes about Antarctica, and he's got lies mixed in with truth. And so what did Jaren do to Zetetic Rob when he was questioning Jaren on the facts? Bully, call him names, saying he's teaming up with Dan. Same shit he did to me. Same stuff he does to everybody else that doesn't agree with him. There are people who make claims and they don't prove what they say. It's up to you. You got to decide if you just want to continue with the disinfotainment. I don't know. Maybe you're just not smart enough to see that people are lying to you, and you think that, oh, they're just good-hearted people. You're just being so negative. You're just this. You're just, yeah. Go ahead. Just push it all off on me. Because I'm fine. Some people think that I've got some sort of issue or whatever. My issue is with, if you're going to be about truth, then be about truth. Don't deflect when people call you out on your bullshit, whoever you are. That's what people do. They hide each other's bullshit. Maybe there's a greater agenda going on behind the scenes that isn't being talked about. We have a Facebook group. It's for, as we call it, the Globe Earth Skeptics. So we have a Facebook group. It's Earth is Not a Globe. I don't remember if it's facebook.com/Earth is Not a Globe. Don't remember. But if you want a group where you don't have all the other bullshit, you want to be able to talk, share, and discuss, you can come there. We're not allowing the disrespect that you'll see in other groups. There are people that believe in the globe, and they're just, some of them are coming out just asking questions, being respectful, not coming in to waste time or troll. That's fine. There have been some people that got out of hand and just start out being disrespectful, and we're not putting up with it. We got a really good Facebook group there, so you can come there and check us out. But I've already started banning the disinfotainment people. I've banned Eric DeBay twice until he just changes his name and he and he comes back. So, but we allow him to come back as soon as he starts his bullshit again. Then we just ban him again. So that's what I've got to say, and that's why I've been doing the things that I'm doing, going the direction that I'm going, because it's about being factual. It's about being honest and telling the truth. And when you state some facts, and then you find out like, oh, okay, so these facts aren't correct, and I'm not going to keep using it. And going to show you when there is something that's wrong, that's not correct. I don't care whose feelings it's going to hurt. If it's not correct, it's not correct. So just be careful you listen to if you care about truth. Those who are so gung-ho on truth and don't tell lies, they're probably so gung-ho on truth and don't tell lies because they're probably liars. And they're probably not truthful. They just want you to believe that. Keep that in mind.